Welcome to the very thought of you chord melody guitar lesson. Hi, my dear jazz friends around the globe. Sandra Sherman here. Greetings from Austria. You can download all the lesson material like the tab and the backing track from the link down below in the description box. Please also check out my lesson shop guitarversum.com. And now let's get started. We're in the key of A flat major. We have an A1 and an A2 section. Each of these is 16 bars long, so a total of 32 bars. Here we go. Phrase number 1 is 11 bars long until the first ending. We start with this nice pickup line. Then we are playing A flat major 7. You can also play it with all your fingers. Of course, I prefer to use my thumb. Then for the fill, because there is still some space, you know, in the bar, some stuff left, so we fill that by picking from low to high strings. Usually you can pick whatever you want. Make sure that you have the melody notes, which is the top of the chord. Ring the loudest and the fill is quiet. Okay, then we go to the second degree. That's B flat minor 11 in this case. Then the 5 chord E flat 13 with the D flat in bass. So that's the 7th in bass. And the E flat is on top actually. Then we have a pickup again and we already lie here. So this is the G, B and G string again. Now we go to the C minor. We climb up the scale, the A flat major scale. Same as the B flat, but on C minor 11. And it's 5 chord, the F7, flat 13 this time. So this is the 13 chord, and the 13 is here. So in order to have a flat 13, you need to lower it, and you get this. Just until the B string, don't play the E string. And the F is on top, that's the root note. F7, F7 flat 13 actually, with an E flat in bass. Now I make a little bass run, and I enclose the upcoming B flat minor. So I play in that F notes that fit over the F alto. Well, that's the 5th. Then a chromatic to go to the B flat minor 7 chord. And then a regular E flat 9 chord. right? 2, 5. Then melody again. This time it's also up on the E string. So you can have this ringing as long as possible, right? I use my index. Try not to pull it away so you hear it. And then we go to A flat 6. This is an A flat 6 chord. Oh, sorry. But with the high A flat on top, so we just play the highest 3 strings plus the bass note. Then I fill. And the last one is a melody note again, because the melody is... right? So make it louder. Just a tad. And you move over to B flat minus 7 chord. And then a melody is on the 6th fret, like a B flat minus 7. These two are B flat minus 7 chords. So the melodies. And in between, you have the fill, the picking. A little louder, B diminished, and here's the melody. That's a little hard to grip, I know. Actually, you could also play a D diminished, because that is exactly the same thing. These repeat themselves all 3 bars. You can do that, but it's a nice, you know, the melody, the bass goes up from A flat to B flat to B, and after that to C. So that's why I chose for that a little awkward thing here, but it's playable. B diminished with that A flat on top. Then you pick the inner 2 strings for the fill, and then you go back to the 6th of the B string, that's the F. Play it a little louder because that's the melody. And an A flat over C. So that's an A flat triad over the major 3rd C. Here's the melody. B flat 13. Here's the root, your virtual root. Memorize them, otherwise you can't move your chords into different keys. So that's B flat 13 with the 9th on top, 13-9 so to say. And then 9 flat 13 by moving your ring finger in. Right? Or B flat 9 sharp 4, that's about the same. Then I fill. It's just playing through the strings. And now we have another 2-5. It's all 2 5s. F minor 11. I don't play the F in bass. You could though. I just play the upper 4. To B flat 13 again. One more time. And then octaves on the E flat. Here's the octave of that E flat, and mute the B in between. So use your thumb, your pick, or maybe hybrid picking. Then you don't have to watch out for that B string to ring. Then the C. And then you shape a full B flat minor 11 chord. Right? And now I play some diets to climb up to its 5 chord, the E flat 13, because there's quite some time left. In thirds of the B flat Dorian scale. So that's C and E flat. That's kind of my melody. It's not the melody of the song though. I just invent one and put a third below it to it in the key of B flat Dorian, which is A flat major. So C and E flat, then D flat and F, and then I went over to 6th. That's E flat and C, and I lost my line. Here we are. Because here's the melody again. So I didn't want to go in thirds here, but in 6th to keep the bass line intact. And now E flat 13, right? Then I pick through it, and here's a melody note again. G half diminished, C7 guide tone voicing. That means just root and the guide tones are 7th and 3rd of the chord. C7, and then we add the melody tone, which is the sharp 5 on top, the G sharp or A flat. And now the last bar, F minor, I think you know this one, all the way through. Then I picked the D, G, and B strings this time, because the B is the melody. Now, I could repeat that, but I don't want to. I choose a downward motion, a descending motion, that's what you call it. A kind of a Latin thing this is, where the root descends down. Now, F minor major 7. So just the root F descends down, goes down to the E. So what you get is this shape. Sorry. Right, all the way through, sorry, to the C. B string is the melody again, and then we'll come to the first ending, but that's the next phrase. And now I'll repeat everything, the entire first phrase at slow tempo for you. Check out my 35 beginner chord melody jazz standards if you want to add some real popular standards to your repertoire. You get the PDF tabs and the Guitar Pro tabs, including standard music notation, and of course you get all the detailed video tutorials. There is a link down below this video in the description box that leads you to the 35 jazz standards. And the bundle price is a real bargain, so grab yours now. All right, here's the first ending, phrase number 2. We start with D half diminished 11 chord. So this is a D half diminished, and here's the melody, which is the 11th. So I bar through this, right? Go into its 5 chord G7, and then stretch for the F melody, resolution C minor 7, only up until the B string. Okay. Now you put your pinky on the C because that's the melody. Of course, you can also play the C minor from the start. That's less work, but I mean, in jazz we have a minor 7 chords usually. That's the minimum requirement. Now F half diminished or A flat minor 6, that's the same. A flat minor 6, F half diminished is an inversion of A flat minor 6. But since B flat is afterwards, we may want to think of this as a 2-5. So that's F the root, A flat, B, and E flat. So you pick through this. Then you go over with your pinky to the 6th fret, go over again to the 8th fret, and shape a B flat 13 sus4 chord. That's the root. Don't play the A string, and then the A flat, the E flat, and the G. B flat 13 sus4 chord, typical piano voicing actually, piano chord I mean. Resolving to B flat 13, right? A flat in the melody. Now we have a B flat minor chord for a whole bar. What I did again was that descending Latin motion. B flat. We're on the 6th fret here. So I play, and the lower or 3 strings. For the minor major chord, B flat minor major. Then these 3 for the minor 7. And here for the minor 6. So what you have is a descending bass line. Or inner voice movement if you play the B flat in the bass, which is pretty hard to do. Then melody. And the ending, for the first ending, I play a E flat sus2 chord. That's this chord. And you have to play the melody first and already have your fingers so you barred over the D and G string. You play the G string first, which is the B flat, and then you play the D string, which has the F, and that E flat here. Right? And then we have an E, we want to create more tension. That's the 5 chord that goes back to A flat. So we want to have an E flat 7 flat 13 again. We know this chord already. Here's the E flat, and this is the 7th in bass. And then you have your pickup again. And it starts all over again. Here is the second phrase for you, first ending at slow tempo. 3, 4. You can help to keep the free video tutorials of this channel running by becoming a member of the channel, and you can do so by clicking the join button right next to the subscribe button, which also grants you access to my mini lessons. You can also say a little thank you by clicking the thanks button and donate a little something. This really helps with the productions of the videos. Thanks a lot. And here's the second ending already, but before you play it, you have to play the first 11 bars of the A section. And then after the F minor, minor major, you now go to B flat 9, which is a D half diminished also. Then you fill, go to the E flat 13, which we already know with the D flat in bass. And you play the melody. Now we play the turnaround, the ending turnaround. 3, 6, 2, 5, 1 in A flat. 3 of A flat is C minor. I play it down here. C minor 7 actually. Here's the melody on the E flat. Then the 3, 6 chord. The 6th chord of A flat is F7, flat 9, which we can play by using an A diminished chord. Right? So that's an F7 flat 9 without the root. Then the melody on the G, B, and G strings again. Then the 2 chord, a B flat minor 11. You see, we always have that E flat on top. The 5 chord, stay here. Just change these 2 guys and you get an E flat 7. This should still be ringing if possible. So you just play the A, D, and G strings again. That's an E flat 7. Then an E flat 7. Then an E flat 9, 13. Here would be your root. And the ending chord A flat 6, 9 with the A flat on top. And I always add the bass afterwards. Alright, and here's the second ending at slow tempo. 3, 4. Check out my Chord Melody playlist and my lesson shop Guitarversum.com. Please give this video a fat thumbs up because it's really so important for me as a creator. Subscribe the channel, ring that bell notification so you never miss a video. And I hope to see you next week. Servus, bye-bye.